This story started probably when I was very child. I had the opportunity to watch the $6 billion US movie or series in the 80s. So I saw that it's possible to help people with technology, with to replace parts of the human body with artificial parts. I have a partner on this business, and we have the same dream to help people. He has this disability person in his family, and this is why he wants to help people. But my dream started with this movie. When I was young, like you, early, probably I didn't have internet. I didn't have access to many media like we have currently on this time. So I start to think how to combine technology and the biology and how to replace parts of the bodies and help people.
Welcome to Seedstars podcast. Seedstars is an organization that aims to have an impact in emerging markets by supporting the local entrepreneurs, investing in their ventures, but also sharing their story globally because we really believe they are the true heroes. We'll be listening to them and other thought leaders and disruptors that are really shaping the future of tomorrow, and we hope that together we can build a sustainable impact.
Hi everyone, I'm Alvaro Rios, CEO and co-founder of Human Assistive Technologies. We are located in Mexico, and we developed bionic systems in order to help people with disabilities and amputations here in Mexico and developing countries. And our mission is to improve the quality of million persons in the world.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Seedstars podcast. I'm your host for today's show, Pete Craig, and after 30 years in business, many of those in the startup world, I now spend time working with founders and working with startup teams, helping them to accelerate their potential, accelerate their growth, and more importantly, accelerate their impact in the world. I started following Seedstars about a year ago, and I was really impressed with the work that they're doing to help create impact in emerging countries by supporting founders, but also supporting technology companies to grow and to gain access to the skills that they need in order to thrive in today's industry. So I'm super excited today to welcome someone who not only is an entrepreneur but has a background in medical technology. He is a visionary healthcare industry leader. He's also an associate professor at the Universidad Anáhuac and the Universidad La Salle. He is, he's an amazing guy. I've only just met him, but just looking at his CV, I know that this is going to be really, really interesting. He specializes in the field of bionics, robotics, and artificial intelligence, and is the CEO of a company called Human Assistive Technologies. So please join me in welcoming to today's show, Professor Alvaro Rios. Welcome, Alvaro.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for Seedstars for this invitation. And thank you for the audience that I know on these days, they probably staying home, probably making different activities, but they want to learn and they want to share with us this kind of activities. Thank you for Seedstars people.
I see. So I'm interested, Alvaro, in kind of like how you got started. Because kind of like visionary in the health tech, in the healthcare industry is a big title. It's something to kind of like really live up to. Where did that start? What's your background?
Okay, Pete. This is a long history. Probably we don't have enough time.
Yeah, let's condense.
Yeah, this is okay. This story started probably when I was very child. I had the opportunity to watch the $6 billion US movie or series in the 80s. So I saw that it's possible to help people with technology, with to replace parts of the human body with artificial parts. when I saw that, I start to my mind start to create to think in how to help people around the world doing this. So my background was electronic engineer. I finished my undergrad on electronic engineer in Colombia. After that, I finished my biomedical engineering master science and start my PhD on neural networks in order to help people with disabilities to walk again, to have the possibility to manipulate objects, to replace parts, and to enhance the 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 capacities that normally the human bodies
Yeah.
has inside.
Did you? I'm interested to know. Was there a direct kind of like experience? So perhaps someone in your family who had that type of issue, or was it just that you were inspired by that program?
Yes, I just was inspired by this program. My partner, I have a partner on this business, and we have the same dream to help people. He has this disability person in his family, and this is why he want to help people. But my dream start with this movie.
So for you, it was really about just helping people and being inspired by what could be done with technology and with engineering.
Exactly, and when probably you're very young, but when I was young, like you, early, probably I didn't have internet. I didn't have access to many media like we have currently on this time. So I start to think how to combine technology and the biology and how to replace parts of the bodies and help people. So this is
Mm.
why I studied two different things. I start medicine also.
Yeah.
So electronic engineering and medicine.
And how did you find? So you said your partner has had those or had family members that have disabilities. How did you meet your founding partner?
Since it was in a dinner, casual dinner, we had the opportunity to share experiences and talk about different things. What are our projects or our future projects? This was probably 3 years ago, and we say, okay, we can make something together to help people, and we start this business 3 years ago.
Yeah, how important do you think it is that the two of you share that same passion?
Of course, this is the most important thing to make something is the passion that you feel for something. And I feel passion for my job, passion to help people, and help for science, and passion for science. For science. Yes, it's very
Fantastic.
important.
So you said earlier, and we talked about this prior. You focus like in emerging markets. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure. We start focus on developing countries. Currently in Mexico, we have more than 140,000 patients with some kind of amputation, and only 5% of this population has access to some kind of processes. So we are developing and we are creating cutting edge technologies to help these people. First, on developing countries, because normally artificial hand is around 50K US dollar, but people here is not possible to get this kind of technology for the price and different things. So yeah, we are focused at the beginning on the developing countries.
Is that the biggest challenge that those countries face? Is it the price? Is that the biggest challenge, or are there also kind of like challenges around the manufacturing, the quality, and around the engineering and the knowledge?
Pete, your question is very good. Is very good, and is um, one of the big challenges, of course, is the final price for the amputees.
Mm.
We're dealing with that. We are creating different kind of technologies in order to reduce the cost of the technology, but also a big challenge here in Latin America or in Mexico is that Mexico is a manufacturing country. But normally manufacturing are different kind of technologies like aerospace, big cars, or big factories to make different kind of technologies. But they are not focused on nanotechnology, microelectromechanical systems, nanotechnology. This kind of technologies is new for Mexico. So find suppliers, develop technology here in Mexico is not easy. It's a great challenge. People is amazing people. We have great engineers. Almost all our team is from Mexico, and is excellent talent. But we don't have enough suppliers of technology, this kind of technology in Mexico or in other countries in Latin America.
So what do you think? What's your view when you look at how you can change that? What's your view on what needs to happen in order to address that problem?
Okay. First, to reduce the price of, for example, of our technology, we are focused on research and development. Okay, we have I have more than 20 years developing bionic systems. And also part of my team have a great experience about these topics. So in order to reduce the cost, we are trying to find different solutions, a solution that can reduce the cost. For example, we are changing the processing inside, we are changing the technology that we are using. We use a high quality systems. Currently we can compete with suppliers from Germany or North America, but we reduce the cost probably 40% than the normal cost. And for the suppliers, we are developing suppliers locally here in Mexico. Also, we have some suppliers outside because it's very difficult invest in laboratories and different kind of materials or knowledge of people that know how to deal with these kind of things.
Yeah.
So we found outside.
Okay. Is there also a challenge with what you're doing with the healthcare system itself? So kind of identifying those people that you can help, and then kind of matching them, kind of pairing those people up with you. Because if I take the UK for example, if there was a situation where I needed an artificial limb of some kind, then the National Health Service here would recognize that, and they would filter me through. They would connect me with the right departments, the right support in order for that to happen. Does that same sort of system, that same sort of infrastructure ecosystem exist in some of these countries?
Some countries already start to create an ecosystem around the amputees in Latin America, but this is not normal. And we are creating not only the technology, not only the bionic systems, we are creating the ecosystem by ourselves, and we are creating a platform in order to give the possibility to the healthcare professionals receive training about the technology, about receive certifications in order to use our technology and help in a better way or an efficient way to the people with amputations. So it's important not only create the technology, it's important to create all this ecosystem in Latin America. Yes.
You just answered my next question, which was going to be, how do you as a business overcome that problem? But you've just answered that perfectly by saying that actually you're not just now developing the technology, you're also developing the ecosystem, the support systems to allow people access to those things as well.
Yeah, right.
What's the potential for growth within that space?
The potential is huge, because like I mentioned before, we have in Mexico 140,000 patients, new patients, amputee patients per year, and only 5% of this population has the access to the technology. So the potential is huge. In Latin America, around 700K new amputees per year occur. So the market is very, very big. I think not only in Latin America, also in all the world, the amputations are growing due to vascular disease, diabetes, and elderly populations is growing. So the market is growing also. Currently, the market for bionics arms is $2 billion around the world, and it's estimated for the 2025 or 2027 around the double, probably 5 billion only in bionics or robotics arms.
Yeah,
arms and legs. I mean, sorry.
How does I'm interested to know, like, how does it impact you? How do you feel when you see kind of cases, when you see patients kind of receiving their prosthetics and see the change that it makes in their lives? What does that make you feel?
Peter, this is this make me happy. This is the most happy thing that I can feel is when I see a patient that cannot walk or cannot have probably opportunities like a job or whatever, and use our technologies, and they can again be happy and communicate and work and access to the community. So for me, is the most important thing, the person that we can help.
And how do you? What challenges do you face from building a business in kind of Latin America, building a business in Mexico? Are there challenges that you face from that perspective as well?
Yeah, sure. We want to move our company to other countries. We want to help people around Latin America, also in Asia and Europe. And our near goals is move probably to Colombia, start in Colombia. They have a lot of amputees patients, so probably we will move then in a short period.
Mm-hmm. So you'll continue in Mexico and also in Colombia, or move the operation to Colombia?
No, we will continue in Mexico.
Yeah.
Our headquarters is here in Mexico, but we want to move to other countries in Latin America.
Okay.
I start operation there.
Yeah. And are there challenges in doing that? Are there challenges from just from starting a company, starting a business like yours? Is there are there challenges with finding premises, with recruiting staff? Are there challenges with raising finance? What are the types of challenges that face companies setting up or startups in emerging markets from your perspective, especially in the healthcare sector?
Yeah, the funds definitely is a very difficult thing, and it's necessary to have enough funds to start the business. Anyway, exists different sources of funds. So probably the most important thing before to start the business, or in order to grow your business and guarantee the permanence in the market, is people, I think. You must to recognize the potential of the people, values of the people, not only knowledge. Knowledge probably is not the most important in the person that you have for your company. It's more that these people feel the same like you. If you don't feel happy helping people, don't do it. So for me, it's more important that have people with the same values, the same core inside, and that help us to grow the company Sometimes you have financial problems, you have administrative problems, so they help you to solve this situation. If they only want to a salary, or they want only stay with you uh, for other things, not for real feelings, probably they leave your company very fast, and you will have a lot of problems. I think it's very important that people definitively is the most important thing here.
What is it that you look for, in people, and how do you kind of like try and make sure that those people that you're hiring or those people you're interviewing are actually on a similar page to you? They've got similar values to you, and it's not just about the money. Okay. It's about helping people as well.
Yeah, sure. Okay, one very important thing is that the passion for help people is the same that us. I mean, if you focus, for example, in money, or grow your company, or improve your career, probably is not the same that we are looking for. So we look for integrity, respect, and innovation and creativity. I think is the most important value that we are looking for the people that we hire.
And that then kind of directly kind of impacts your kind of internal culture. Is that right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And how do you maintain that culture within the team?
We are motivate people to give new ideas, promote their works in the laboratory, for example, give new tools to make different things. We try different kind of strategies to develop new products, in NPI, and these kind of things. And all the time we have people that motivate and try to manage this kind of values inside of our companies.
So that's actually something that you put a specific focus on, is actually kind of like creating that culture and keeping people kind of motivated and keeping people inspired.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
it's very important.
Does that change? Do you see that there's a need to change that from country to country? And I know you haven't yet kind of opened in Colombia as well as Mexico, but do you anticipate there being cultural challenges or any other kind of like challenge when you try and replicate the Mexico operation in another country?
Okay, this is a good question. I'm not Mexican, I'm Colombian guy.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I have the culture. I know how is Colombia, how the people is. So I think that we will not have a problem with the culture in Colombia when we move there. Also, we have a lot of contacts with the government, with the companies that are working on similar projects than us. So I think that move to Colombia it will not be a challenge.
And
probably, sorry, Peter. So probably we want to move to Europe, to Asia. This is a very big challenge for us. But for example, we want to move to Asia also. We already start to study the market, the people, the culture. We have some alliances with some universities and companies in the different markets that we want to move. So it's a long process. I think it's very important take on consideration, like you mentioned before, the people, the market, the culture before move, and make a correct planation before to move there. Yeah.
What's the most what's exciting you the most about technology in your space, the advancements in technology? What's the most exciting thing that you're working on kind of right now, without giving away any kind of trade secrets? But what excites you about what's possible?
Right. For me, it's the connection between the machines and the human bodies inside of the brain. So this is the future. I think that we are moving there. Probably, I think the bionics is we can separate in 3 different age or different periods. Currently, we are starting with the enhancement of the capacities, the capabilities of the person, like or replace lost parts in your body. The next step is the connection, the technology with the brain, and the third phase of this advance of technologies is the transhumanism. Probably we will not recognize what is human, what is technology in the future. Probably, and this is this happened very fast. Probably in 50 years, 60 years, something similar will happen.
Really? Wow, that quickly.
Yeah, probably I will not see that, but you can see.
I think you're underestimating my age. I think I'm probably similar age to you, but is there an expectation? So in the UK for sure, there's a knowledge, there's an understanding that that prosthetics and bionics are available. So there's almost an expectation when people have injuries that they will receive some form of kind of like some form of support or some kind of replacement limb. Is there that same expectation in the emerging countries, or is there also a need from your perspective to educate people that this technology or this support and this help is now available to them?
Yeah, this is a great question. Currently, I think it's necessary to teach people about what is the bionics system, what mean bionic, what is the purpose of the artificial arms, artificial legs, and what they can do with this kind of technologies. Anyway, today is very difficult that people think that the government or any institution will bring for free this kind of technology. But in my point, based on my experience, probably this kind of technology in 30 years, 40 years will be very cheap. It's like the mobile phones.
Yeah.
At the beginning, was very expensive. Only one of 10 person can use a cellular phone, mobile phone at the 80s or 90s. Today, you have 2-3 phones in your desk.
Yeah.
That probably in the future, all the people will use an bionic systems inside. I think will happen.
So another question kind of related to that is, do you find there's any kind of resistance from patients? Do patients kind of pull back against this? Are they do they feel it's alien? Is there kind of like pushback from families as well?
In our experience, we don't have this kind of situation. It's a different situation. We have a patients like 20 years until 70. This is our population, something like that. This is the population of our patients, and all of them, they feel very happy when they receive this kind of support, this kind of technologies, because, for example, we have a case that is a young woman that she not only lost the 2 arms, but she also lost her family in the accident.
Right.
So she lost the job, the opportunities, everything in her life. And currently, we are helping her to be productive again, be happy in her life. So I think it's more positive than negative.
Yeah. It was just an idea that was going in my head. Sometimes you see new technology that comes along and there's some resistance, and if people haven't been exposed to that before, sometimes there's a little bit of like I say, a little bit of resistance, a little bit of pushback. But it's
this is a good question. Also, probably with different technologies, probably it's possible that the patient feels that, but we develop a technology that is not necessary to make a training. Spend a lot of time training to learn how to move an arm or leg or whatever, so they can put the arm and immediately they can use, and they have independently control of the finger. They can feel pressure and temperature. So the people is happy with this technology.
When you think about what you've created, what you're doing, the work that you want to do in the future, what's the impact that you want to have?
Great. Okay. I think that the most important impact that we will create, like a company, is we will give the possibility to the people that currently don't have access to an artificial limb or bionic systems to get one. Is to improve the quality of life of these people and to be happy again. So this is the big impact that we are creating like company.
And is that part of your mission statement, your purpose as a company?
Exactly. It's improve the quality of life of the people, and is more than 90% of the amputees patient that currently cannot access to the technology. We are focused on these people, and we want to help them to have this technology.
As an individual, as an engineer, as a healthcare leader, what are the values that you hold closest?
Yeah, my principal value, I think, is our respect for others, our respect not only for our employees, also for the environment, respect for the market, for customers, for people. This is one of my principal values. Also, the integrity. And probably the values of my company, of our company, is the same like me. Is
same as yours.
Integrity, is innovation and creativity and respect and passion for we are doing.
And final question: who in business, in life, just in general, who are your heroes?
Okay, my father for me was the motivation. He was an amazing human being. He was working all his life to helping people, to poor people in Colombia, to have to have access to housing and health in Colombia. So I taught all these things from him. Definitely, he's my hero.
Thank you for listening to our hero's journey, and subscribe now for more stories on Seedstars podcast.